This is KI0AR. Does anyone need to use the repeater systems before I begin this evening's Colorado Astronomy Net? Please go ahead now. Calling the Colorado Astronomy Net, calling the Colorado Astronomy Net. This is KI0AR. My name is Bernice, and I'll be your net control for this evening's Colorado Astronomy Net. Just a reminder, the 3-minute timeout function is still in effect, so during long transmissions, please allow the repeater systems to reset themselves. Also, please use the word break for emergency or prior to traffic. If there is any emergency or prior to traffic, please go ahead now. Okay, nothing heard. This is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. This net meets every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 0100 Zulu, on Wednesdays to discuss topics of an astronomical nature, what's up in the night skies for the week, any other special events that may be of interest to the amateur radio astronomy enthusiasts around the world. Also, this is one of the few nets where your check-in does count. I tally up the numbers and send them off to JPL at the end of each month. Counts as part of their outreach to the general public, of which we are a part. So all check-ins are definitely appreciated. I take check-ins several ways. If you happen to have NetLogger, I'll see your call sign pop up in the AIM window, and I'll get you logged in right away. I'm also on YouTube this evening, so if you wish to join on YouTube, you're more than welcome to. There is a lag, about a minute or so on YouTube for the lag there, but I will see you. I will see you over there as well. Okay, and there's Jack over there on YouTube, so we'll get him checked in as well. But let's see, over on YouTube, I'll take them over the air in just a few minutes. Also, I will take them via email if you can't do any of those other ones. My email, ki0ar@ki0ar.com, and just let me know that you're out there. For those of you who are on YouTube and I don't already have your call sign, be sure to hop on there and give me your, if you have a call sign, that's great. And if you don't, that's fine too, because maybe we'll turn you into an amateur radio operator eventually. I know we've already done that to several people on here. So which is kind of neat, but I will go ahead and acknowledge those that I already have in just a sec as I ramble on here. So for those of you who are on YouTube listening in tonight and do not have a call sign, post your first name and location, which is great if you do have a call sign and I can't figure it out from your tag there. Definitely post your call sign there in the chat window and I'll get you checked in. Right now, let's see, who do we got? We got a whole bunch of people checking in. I need to mark down which ones, which you guys are YouTubing tonight. There are several of you so far. So let me see who I got. We got Randall, AE7RJ, thanks for checking in tonight. Ken, NV7SS, thanks for checking in tonight. Jack, KE0VH, thanks for checking in tonight. Robert, AA5AH, thanks for checking in tonight. And we got Fred, KF8FSQ, thanks for checking in tonight. And we got John, KJ7AGQ. Thanks for checking in tonight. And Mike, KO5AOK. Thanks for checking in tonight. Let's see. I'm just trying to get some of these down here. Daniel, KF0MYU. Thanks for checking in tonight. Let's see. That is a new call on the list. So Daniel over on YouTube, welcome to the net. Oh, okay, a whole bunch of calls there. Which one Daniel, over there, KF0MYU, what would you like to check in as, or would you like to check in all three if they're there? You'll see several calls there. David, WE8M, thanks for checking in tonight. Ed, W6RDZ, thanks for checking in tonight. And Rip, K3XO, thanks for checking in tonight. Oh, yeah, we got Mike trying to get in there. Oh, come on. Sometimes I like computers, sometimes I don't. It's a pain in the you-know-where. Just a sec, Mike. We got your call, son. I'm gonna have to type it. KE2, FTG. Thanks for checking in tonight. And Aviation Geek. All right. Howdy. That's you're new on here too. I think you've checked in before. Okay, what's my thing doing? It's kind of doing squirrely things. There we go. I just lost the video. For the new check-ins, if you could post over on YouTube what's your interest, background in astronomy, I'll pass that along. I always like to check in with my new call signs and find out what your interest and background is, whether you're just starting out or you've been doing it for decades. I've been doing this net for 30 years now, and astronomy a lot longer, but only in an amateur status. We do have some professionals that check in every now and then, and plenty of amateurs and people just interested in what's up in the night skies. You could post over there what your interests are. I'd certainly appreciate it. I think I've got everybody. Astrophotography, there we go. Okay, KF0MYU, gotcha, Daniel. So, and excuse me, astrophotography. We do have some astrophotographers that do check in, and hopefully they'll check in a little bit later. So, check out if you have QRZ. Check out. Who is it? My mind just went blank. Roy, KI7PKL's QRZ webpage. He's one of our astrophotographers on that. Have some great stuff there. And I'm sure there's yeah, there he is. He just checked in over on NetLogger there. So check out KI7PKL's QRZ page, Daniel. You might like checking out some of his images as well. All right, JB Brennan, 414. Thanks for checking in tonight. That's a new That's a new ID. I'm going to put you down as a new ID there, so thanks for that. Or Jay Brennan, there we go. If you do have a call sign, if you would post that, I would get you checked in to the net officially through a call sign there. If not, I'll get you through your Yahoo or what am I, YouTube tag. That's no problem. But definitely like a first name and a location there. So Rocky Mountain Radio League. So there you go. So you're in the Denver area. Anyway, so there you go. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Jay Brennan, if you could post, I think you're listening in on YouTube, if you could post your first name and location. If you got a call sign, post that over there on YouTube as well. I'd appreciate it. But not necessary as far as the call signs go, especially if you don't have one. I'm going to go ahead, and I think I got everybody so far. If not, I'll be looking for check-ins a little bit later on. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and call on check-ins. Anyone wishing to check in to tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
November 0 Bravo Alpha Alpha in 0 BAA. Well, that wasn't phonetic. Checking in tonight. Kilo Foxtrot 0 Whiskey Romeo X-ray. Kilo Foxtrot 0 Whiskey Romeo X-ray. Kilo Foxtrot 0 Uniform Papa Bravo. Caleb Vogel and Ryan. Kilo Charlie 0 Echo Foxtrot Sierra. Kilo Charlie 0 Echo Foxtrot Sierra.
Okay, good evening to you, Benjamin. N0BAA, thanks for checking in tonight. That's a new call on the list. So welcome to the net. And let's see, I'm going to touch base in just a second with you. Trevor, KF0WRX, thanks for checking in tonight. Caleb, KF0UPB, thanks for checking in tonight. And Bruce, KC0EFS, thanks for checking in tonight. All right, John, we got you on the list. There you go. No call sign yet. So, okay, everybody, welcome John over on YouTube. Encourage him to join us on the air. Definitely like that. Because I think Trevor, Trevor, we got him indoctrinated to the I think we were a bad influence on him as well, getting him so he would get his call sign, and he's having fun with astronomy and amateur radio and sharing both of them with his kids. So there you go. Over there, John, so appreciate that. We're going back to Benjamin, N0BAA. Let's see. You'll have to let me know if that definitely looks like a new vanity call. If you have checked in before, what your old call was. If you haven't, again, welcome. Tell us a little bit about your background interest in astronomy. Whether you're starting out or you've been doing it for quite some time. Go ahead, N0BAA. This is KI0AR.
Yeah, this is N0BAA here. I just figured out listening tonight. I've done quite a bit of astronomy, and I really like astrophotography. A couple months ago, I took out a 300 millimeter telephoto lens, and I took some photos of the Andromeda galaxy. They turned out really poor, but I still really enjoyed it. So I just like looking at stars and seeing all that. So N0BAA, glad to be here. And yeah, this is my first time checking in. Even though I've listened, this is the first time I've checked in.
All right, Benjamin, welcome to the net. I do appreciate that. Again, my name is Bernice. That's Bravo, Uniform, Romeo, November, Echo, Sierra, Sierra, and the call sign, Kilowatt India, Zero, Alpha, Romeo. Oh, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and roll into the announcements. I publish a monthly astronomy newsletter via email and the World Wide Web. If you wish to subscribe to the email version of my newsletter, please send me an email to ki0ar@ki0ar.com and request to be put on the list. Or you may visit the website at www.ki0ar.com/astro.html. And at the top of the web page is also a spot where you may submit your email address and get subscribed to the email version of the newsletter as well. If you don't want to remember all that, just Google my call sign, KI0AR. You'll find a whole bunch of links, including links to the webpage and the newsletter. I also volunteer with a youth group called the International Association for Astronomical Studies, a youth group that meets out at Strasburg, Colorado on Friday evening from 6 until 8 p.m. Always looking for new members, freshmen through senior high school age students interested in astronomy, amateur radio, high-power rocketry, remote control aircraft flying, full-scale aircraft construction, archaeoastronomy, radio astronomy, and balloon launch communications. More than welcome to visit their website at iaas.org for more information. Also, the IAAS has an amateur radio presence. Their call sign is K0AAS. That's K0AAS. So if you happen to hear them on the radio, be sure to hop on there and say hey. We also have a Facebook presence. So if you have Facebook, be sure to check them out over there under the same name, the International Association for Astronomical Studies. If you type in IAAS, it's going to take you a while to sift through all of the different organizations with those 4 letters. So I may as well go with the whole thing. Also a reminder that the Colorado Astronomy Net also has a Facebook page. So if you have Facebook, be sure to hop on there and like us both. And that's it for the announcements for this evening. Excuse me, one more announcement. For those of you who may be interested in flight simulations, you may want to check out Jack's YouTube channel, Captain Jack Flight Sim, CAPNJACKFLTSIM. And check that out. He usually does it on Mondays and Wednesday flights at 6:30 p.m. Yeah, he'll do his flights on, let's see, Mondays and Wednesdays, usually at 6:30 p.m. until landing. I think he might be on there tonight. I did post that over on YouTube, but I'd rather have you guys stay here. But I understand. Aviation Geek over there is another one you might want to check out his channel over on YouTube as well. Another flight simmer that's checking into the Colorado Astronomy Net tonight. And we have a lot of our hams that check into the flight sims as well, and it's neat to fly along with those guys for sure. So check those out. That's it for the announcements this evening. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Go ahead and get into the local astronomical news and wrap up April and maybe get into a little bit of May. Still writing that newsletter. Hopefully I'm going to try to get it out by the 1st, but too much stuff on my mind lately, so I do apologize for that, but I'll definitely try to get it out pretty soon. Oh, let's see. I'm going to let the repeater systems reset, and then I'll get into the local astronomical news. If you do have YouTube or NetLogger, you can certainly check in. I'll see your call sign pop up there, like Mike KL7FR. Thanks for checking in tonight. But I'll take check-ins over the air after I finish the local astronomical news. Okay, Abraham, WX0ABE, thanks for checking in tonight over on YouTube. And Doug, K0ATP, thanks for checking in tonight. And who else over on NetLogger, W7CTY, Robert, I think you go by Bob. Let me make sure. Oh, you're in Tacoma, Washington tonight, so you're portable. All right, there we go. Yeah, Robert, we got you on the list. I'll make that up. What is that, 7 land? Okay, there we go. We got you on the list. All right, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Going to go ahead and get into the local astronomical news for this tail end of April. Start off as usual with the phases of the moon. We'll get into some of the Mays as well. We had a full moon back on the 1st, last quarter moon on the 10th, new moon was on the 17th, and we had a first quarter moon on the 23rd. We got a full moon coming up again on the 1st of May, and a full moon on the 1st of May, and the last quarter moon on the 9th, a new moon on the 16th, and then a full moon on the 31st. So, first quarter moon on the 23rd and a full moon on the 31st. So May is a month of the blue moon, where you have 2 full moons in 1 month. So May is one of those months. So once in a blue moon occurs next month. So there you go. Planetary highlights for April. Exciting planetary action takes place this month. Venus and Uranus vie for attention and lie close to each other in late April. So take a look for them. Both of those 2 planets fairly close together right now. Jupiter offers a lot to observe through a telescope, particularly events involving its Galilean moons. The best of the action takes place just before dawn, with Mars, Mercury, and Saturn making an appearance in late April. And remember to take time out to watch the Lyrid meteor shower with no moon to interfere. Excerpt is from Astronomy Magazine, April 2026, page 28. We've passed the Lyrids, but I would definitely like to hear any observational reports for anyone that may have gotten out to see some of those Lyrids streaking through their early morning or evening skies. Mercury, let's see, is rising about 5:30 a.m. by month's end. Mercury is visible in the eastern sky about 30 minutes before sunrise. Mercury moves from the constellation of Aquarius into Pisces, shining at magnitude 0.4. It's probably now in Pisces in the early morning hours. Quick tutorial on magnitudes. The magnitude scale is an inverse logarithmic scale, meaning as the magnitudes increase in number, the apparent brightness decreases by a factor of about 2.5. The dimmest object that the human eye can see under optimal conditions is about 6th magnitude. A magnitude 5 object is actually 2.5 times brighter than a magnitude 6 object, while a magnitude 7 object is 2.5 times dimmer. So anything less than 6 you should be able to see with the naked eye. However, those of us who are in big cities don't expect to see anything much dimmer than 4th magnitude. Those 5th and 6th magnitude objects are definitely drowned out by city lights. Venus is setting about 10:15 p.m. by month's end. Look for Venus to the west about 30 minutes after sunset. Venus moves from the constellation of Aries into Taurus, shining at magnitude minus 3.9. So Venus is nice and bright. So take a look at that in the evening. We've got Mars rising about 5 a.m. by month's end. Look for Mars low to the east in the morning about 30 minutes before sunrise. Mars moves from the constellation of Aquarius into Pisces, shining at magnitude 1.2. So now Mars is high enough and leading the sun in the morning to be visible as well. We got Jupiter. So what the planets are doing, every other planet that I'm mentioning tonight is either visible in the evening or in the morning. So if you'll notice, Mercury is in the morning, Venus in the evening, Mars in the morning. We got Jupiter in the evening, setting about 1 a.m. by month's end. By the time the sun sets, Jupiter is high in the southern sky and dominates the rest of the night until it sets in the early morning hours before dawn. Jupiter is in the constellation of Gemini, shining at magnitude minus 1.2. So if you look nearly straight up, you'll see Jupiter fairly prominently towards the south in the evening. Let's see, Venus will be the first to pop out, and shortly thereafter, Jupiter in the evening. We got Saturn rising about 4:50 a.m. by month's end. Look for Saturn towards the east in the morning sky before sunrise. Saturn moves from the constellation of Pisces into Cetus, shining at magnitude 0.9. So there goes another flip-flop. Then we got Uranus setting about 9:30 p.m. This week, or by month's end. Look for Uranus to the southwest in the evening. Uranus is in the constellation of Taurus, shining at magnitude 5.8. And Neptune. We got Neptune rising about 4:30 a.m. by month's end. Look for Neptune towards the east in the morning sky before sunrise. Neptune is in the constellation of Pisces, shining at magnitude 7.8. And let's see, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Continuing, dwarf planets. We got Ceres setting about 8:15 p.m. by month's end. Ceres can be spotted low to the west once the skies darken after sunset. Ceres moves from the constellation of Cetus into Aquarius, shining at magnitude 8.9. Then we got Pluto rising about 2:15 a.m. by month's end. Pluto can be spotted to the southeast before sunrise. Pluto is in the constellation of Capricornus, shining at magnitude 15.3. As always, good luck at spotting Ceres and Pluto. Neptune, Ceres, and Pluto, a large telescope, and dark skies will be needed. So as we approach full moon, some of the planets, these dimmer ones, will be a lot harder, if not impossible, to spot. Meteor showers. The Lyrids meteor shower are typically visible between April 16th and 25th. Maximum occurred on April 21st, 22nd, although the maximum rate is about 10. There have been instances during the last 200 years when rates were near or over 100 per hour. The average magnitude of the meteors is near 2.4, and the speed is described as rapid. About 15% of the meteors leave persistent trains. And this year we did have nice dark skies for the Lyrids. If you happen to have gotten out to see some of those, I'd certainly like to hear those when we go down the list. Okay, just saw a note from David in Ohio, WE8M. David, thanks for checking in. We got you in and out. Appreciate that for letting me know. All right, comets. We got several comets up in the skies. We got Comet C 2024 E1 Wirchos. Continues its ascent for Northern Hemisphere observers, passing between Taurus and Orion in the evening sky soon after sunset. Dimming to about 10th magnitude, it will be difficult to spot to the west even under optimal conditions. And right now it is high in the sky, approaching Orion, but with the moon being nearly full, it's going to be tricky to spot that one. It may be washed out. We do have Comet 10P Temple, or Temple 2, is brightening to about 9th magnitude, passing through the Scutum star cloud near the globular cluster NGC 6712. And that's in the constellation of Scutum, which is fairly low on the southern horizon. You might be able to catch that if you're further south than Denver. Any further north, you may lose it. We do have Comet C 2025 R3 Pan-STARRS is crossing the square of Pegasus around mid-month in binocular view. I think that may have disappeared because it was only visible for about a week. And that is it for the local astronomical news. This is KI0AR, Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Okay, I'll go ahead and acknowledge, let's see, I think we got Abe and Doug there. Robert, W7CTY, thanks for checking in tonight. And Paul, WA7GVL, popped in over on NetLogger. I think that is a new call on the list. So Paul, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Again, my name is Bernus. That's Bravo Uniform Romeo November Echo Sierra Sierra, and the call sign Kilowatt India 0 Alpha Romeo. I like to touch base with my new check-ins and find out a little bit about your background and interest in astronomy. Whether you're just starting out, you've been doing it for decades, or somewhere in between, whether it's professional or amateur, or if you've got any specific interests within astronomy that you like to check out. Please let us know. We do have some astrophotographers on here as well. So, Paul, WA7GVL, please tell us a little bit about your interest background. Go ahead. This is KI0AR, Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. All right, Paul, no worries. Definitely appreciate you checking in. That is a new call on the list, so listening in is fine. We got Rick, VA3RKL. Thanks for checking in tonight. Anyone else wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice. I seem to have lost my video.
Kilo, Foxtrot, 0, Victor, Oscar, Ron, Irvin.
Okay, Kilo Fox 0 station. I got Kilo Fox 0, Victor something Oscar. If you could come back with your full call sign, a little bit scratchy there, I'll get you on the list. I think I kind of recognize the call there, but I need to make sure. So Kilo Fox 0, Victor something Oscar. If you'd call back with your call sign again, I appreciate it, sir. Go ahead.
This is Kilo, Foxtrot, 0, Victor, Lima, Oscar, Ron, and Irvin.
All right, Ron, we got you on the list. Thanks for the correction there. Kilo Fox 0, VLO. Thanks for checking in tonight. Appreciate that. Let's see. Again, I am on YouTube as well under the Colorado Astronomy Net. You can search for that and say, hey, looks like I got my video back. So there we go. Let's see. We'll get into the bulletins for this evening. I'll start off as usual with ISS passes. I always like to share this particular website with you guys. It's www.heavens-above.com. That's www.heavens-above.com. And here's a list of visible ISS passes over the Denver area, over my house specifically, and the coming next 10 days. If you look at that over on YouTube, you'll see most of them are passing over the northern horizon, just grazing the northern horizon until about well into May. But one thing I like about this, and they're all early morning passes over the Denver area. They'll have different times for your different locations. I do recommend that you hop on there, sign up. You can see up in the upper right hand corner that I'm signed in with my latitude and longitude over there. But if I click on one of these particular passes, we'll do this for the 7th of May. Okay, it's thinking there. Oh, don't you love computers? Don't you just love them? Well, anyway, what happens is when you click on it, what you get is a nice Well, let me see. Let me pull that over. A nice 8.5 by 11 printout. I'm going to go over there, and I don't know if you can see that over on YouTube, but you can see a nice star chart and the path of. You'll get a nice path of the ISS across the star chart. Something you can take outside and check that out. And I can print that out, and if I drop it on the ground, it's not going to break, other than like an iPad or an iPhone or something like that. And um, gives me an idea of what constellations and stuff that the ISS is passing through. Again, that website, www.heavens-above.com. I don't know why it's being so slow tonight. But it still hasn't popped up on my screen yet. So there you go. Hopefully it'll pop up on yours. And that's it for that bulletin. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. All right, found an interesting article dated April 28 on the Earth Sky website. Ancient lake on Mars. A rover finds strong new evidence. For years, evidence has grown for an ancient lake once existing in Gale Crater on Mars. Now, NASA's Curiosity rover has found yet more clues. The rover found the highest concentration of iron, manganese, and zinc ever seen in one place on Mars. The metal minerals are in well-preserved ripples in rock. The chemistry and location of the minerals strongly support the presence of a former shallow lake at this location. Scientists have long thought that there was once a lake or series of lakes in Gale Crater where the Curiosity rover has been exploring since 2012. And now Curiosity has found even more evidence for that ancient lake. Researchers led by the Los Alamos National Laboratory said on April 21st, 2026, that the rover has discovered the highest concentration of iron, manganese, and zinc ever found together on Mars. This deposit of metals is similar to deposits formed by chemical reactions in lakes on Earth. Plus, Curiosity found the metals within ripples in rock. It seems an ancient shallow lake produced these ripples and deposited these minerals within them. Intriguingly, on Earth, deposits like this are almost always inhabited by microbial life. This isn't proof of ancient life on Mars, but the similarities are striking. The researchers published their peer-reviewed findings in the journal JGR Planets on April 13, 2026. Curiosity found a treasure trove of minerals. Curiosity found the minerals in late 2022 in a dark section of exposed rock called Amapari Marker Band. Using its chemistry and camera or ChemCam instrument, the rover detected the iron, manganese, and zinc in preserved ripples in the rock. Metals were found in preserved ripples, which is clearest evidence we have that a lake was present in Gale Crater. On Earth, some microbes use these same metal minerals as food and energy sources. The mineral deposits by themselves don't prove past microbial life, but they do show that conditions were suitable for life on Mars to thrive if it ever existed. And Gazda said, given the exciting astrobiological implications raised by the Amapari marker band, these types of materials should be prioritized for future curiosity chemistry analysis. Interestingly, the deposits are high up on the slopes of Mount Sharp. As the former lake dried out over time, the remaining pockets of water could still have supported life. The paper explains what is most surprising about this discovery is that the rover was exploring rocks that were deposited during this time period on Mars where the climate was changing from wet to dry. The rocks just below the layers with preserved ripples are indicative of drier conditions persisting on the surface of Mars. This shallow lake formed as at least part of a deposit that spans most of the sedimentary rock mounds within the crater that became deeper over time. A deep lake such as this one can have chemical gradients and would have favorable conditions for life. Wondering how Curiosity analyzes the rocks, it zaps them with a laser. The technique called laser-induced breakdown spectroscopy works by vaporizing a small portion of the sample into plasma or an incredibly hot cloud of excited, broken apart atoms. ChemCam then analyzes the light coming from this cloud to determine what elements are in the rock. In this case, it discovered a collection of minerals that on Earth are found together in lakes. Just a few days ago, NASA also reported that Curiosity has found the most diverse collection of organic molecules ever seen on Mars. Overall, it found 21 types of organics in a rock called Mary Anning. 7 of those had never been seen before until now. And last year, Curiosity also discovered the most complex organic molecules ever found on Mars so far. Scientists think they are the remains of fatty acids. Curiosity also recently found some unusual dragon scales formations in Gale Crater. The rover has seen similar ones before, but not this many in one location. This is the largest amount of these scales ever seen so far. Curiosity came across them near Antofagasta, a relatively young 33-foot or 10-meter wide impact crater located on the slopes of Mount Sharp. Abigail Freeman, a planetary scientist at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, said, "Many of the rocks we've driven over have these incredible textures. Thousands of honeycomb-shaped polygons crisscross their surface. We've seen polygon pattern rocks like these before, but they didn't seem quite this dramatically abundant." Scientists don't know yet exactly how these features formed, but similar ones seen before were most likely created by drying mud, so they could have formed as a lake or other small bodies of water dried up billions of years ago in a wet-dry cycle. Bottom line, NASA's Curiosity rover has found yet more evidence for an ancient lake on Mars. Metallic minerals and preserved rock ripples provide the clues. And that's it for that bulletin. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'm going to pause here to make a call to Ed, W6RDZ. Ed, are you able to give the rocket report for this evening? Go ahead.
This is W6RDZ, your rocket man. I'm able to give the rocket report tonight. Why don't you give me a sound check there, a radio check, see if I'm headed your way pretty good.
Ed, you're solid copy, no worries. And Paul, I got your note over on NetLogger, so do appreciate that. Ed, go ahead with the rocket report, W6RDZ. This is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net.
W6RDZ. I watched you for a moment. I think everything's squared away. One more time. How do you copy?
Ed, you're solid copy into the repeater. Let's see. So go ahead with the rocket report. This is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net.
All right, this is W6RDZ. Here, your rocket man with tonight's Astronomy Net rocket report. I'm going to jump right in. It's going to be a long one. Last week we had 10 orbital launches. One of them was the heavy lift rocket we were looking for, the Atlas V. Two others pushed to this week. First launch a week ago, April 21st, SpaceX successfully launched the Falcon 9 carrying the GPS satellite from Cape Canaveral. The GPS-3 SC-10 mission for the U.S. Air Force was the last of 10 new GPS-3 satellites deployed to the new GPS-3 constellation. The GPS satellite placed in medium Earth orbit was named Hedy Lamarr in honor of the Australian-American actress and inventor of spread spectrum and frequency hopping technology. This technology, now key to modern communications, was first used for radio guidance systems for Allied radio-controlled torpedoes in World War II. Spread spectrum frequency hopping was used successfully to prevent enemy jamming. All right, that mission on the Falcon 9 was the 192nd and last catch for the autonomous drone ship. Just read the instructions. Just read the instructions will join a new drone ship called You'll Thank Me Later for transporting Starships from Starbase, Texas to Cape Canaveral, Florida. SpaceX halted all Falcon 9 launches at Kennedy Space Center months ago. We'll reset our routine. RDZ, back with the rocket report. All right, yeah, Falcon Heavy stopped from Kennedy Space Center a month ago. Now only Falcon Heavies launching from that site. This is done to prepare the East Coast Starship launches from LC-39A at Kennedy. All Falcon 9 launches from Slick 40 Cape Canaveral will be either caught by a veteran drone ship, Shortfall Gravitas, or will return to the launch site for landing. rockets according to the Haya Peninsula in New Zealand. 9 CubeSats from 8 Japanese universities flew the sun's synchronous orbit. Jackson describes one 10-centimeter CubeSat payload as, quote, the unprecedentedly lightweight, repackable array antenna for space, with antenna element attached to a 2-layer deployable membrane. Oh, I pushed that a little too far. I think I timed out. Anyway, the payload has an antenna element attached to a 2-layer deployable membrane that can be floated and folded and opened using origami technique. Is that cool or what? It deploys to about a 2.5-meter on-a-side antenna. All right, that brings us to the 4th launch of the week. Also last Wednesday, SpaceX launched Starlink Group 17-14 from Swift-Fort Vandenberg. It was the 628th successful Falcon 9 launch and the 94th orbital launch of 2026. Another 24 Starlink satellites joined the mega constellation of more than 10,200 Starlink high-speed internet satellites. This launch Thursday, April 23rd, Russia launched an undisclosed satellite for the Russian military atop an Angara 1.2 rocket to sun-synchronous orbit from the Plovdiv cosmodrome in Russia. This was the 8th flight of the Angara rocket, and all 8 have been successful. 6th launch, China, Tastic, successfully launched a Long March 2G rocket from the Xichang Satellite Launch Center on Friday, April 24th. Tastic's 4 by SatNet mission launched 4 test satellites into low Earth orbit. 7th flight. On Saturday, China's Tastic lit off a Long March 6 rocket. SB-E-003 Earth observation satellite in low Earth orbit. W6RT is back with Colorado Astronomy Net's rocket report. That Chinese or Pakistani satellite launched by the Chinese lifted off from LC-16 at the Taiwan Satellite Launch Center in China. It was the 15th flight of the Long March 6 rocket, which has a 100% success rate. It was the 640th flight of the Long March series of rockets. Also on Saturday, the 25th, we had the Roscosmos, yes. Russians launched a Progress 95/MS-34 ISS resupply mission to the International Space Station on a Soyuz 2.1A rocket, which departed Site 31/6 at the Baikonur Cosmic Drone in Kazakhstan. Project Progress 95 successfully docked with the Vesna docking port at the ISS yesterday evening. Project Progress 95 was the 187th flight of a Russian Progress spacecraft. The Progress capsule carried 5,500 pounds of supplies to the ISS, including 1,500 pounds of fuel, 930 pounds of water, 110 pounds of oxygen and atmosphere, and 2,800 pounds of food, dry goods, and other equipment. That brings us to Sunday. Sunday, SpaceX launched Starlink Group 17-15 WXRD back with the rocket report. That Starlink mission launched from Vandenberg. It was the 50th SpaceX mission for 2026. SpaceX's 605th successful booster recovery and the 100th launch attempt for 2026 overall. 10th launch, there we go. That was our heavy launch. Monday, April 25th, the United Launch Alliance successfully launched the Amazon Leo LA-06 mission on an Atlas V rocket from pad Flick 41, Cape Canaveral, Florida. That at 1853 Mountain Daylight Time. The output was in the 511 configuration. 29 Leo or Kuiper satellites were successfully placed in low Earth orbit. Worth noting, 5 years ago, ULA announced that the Atlas V was being retired and all remaining launches were sold. Production ended in 2024 with the last of the Russian-made RD-180 engines were used up. 8 Atlas V rockets are left, 2 of the 8 are reserved for Amazon LEO missions and 6 for the Boeing Starliner. All right, that brings us to next week's launches. And I think we're up to 9 of them here. This has just been going back and forth crazy. I've had 2 launches added in the last hour. So it's just getting kind of crazy with the Russians jumping in at the last minute. I'm going to reset our review. All right, W6RDZ back with the rocket report. Tomorrow at 0500 Mountain Daylight Time, next space flight indicates that Roscosmos will try again for a maiden launch of their new Soyuz 5 rocket. Pushed back from last Sunday, Roscosmos rescheduled the launch of the demo flight of their new Soyuz 5 rocket. This will be the maiden suborbital test launch of a new Soyuz 5 two-stage rocket with a mass payload simulator on board. The test flight will be by 45/1 Baikonur Cosmodrome, Kazakhstan. Soyuz 5 Fregat SBU boasts a 17 metric ton payload to low Earth orbit capacity. It is hoped that the new Soyuz 5 will replace the capabilities of Senate 2 and Proton medium rockets. This launch was just announced 30 minutes ago. All right. Second launch yesterday, SpaceX scrubbed the Viasat-3 F3 launch of a Falcon Heavy due to weather. The big rocket is now rescheduled to launch tomorrow, Wednesday, April 29th at 0813 Mountain Daylight Time. The Viasat-3 mission is scheduled for liftoff from Pad 39A, Kennedy Space Center, Florida, on a Falcon Heavy rocket. The Viasat-3 vehicle was switched from an Ariane 6 to a Falcon Heavy due to delays in Ariane 6 development. The 2 side burst boosters should return to the launch site for 3 years. That should be spectacular. All right, we're going to reset the repeater here. W6RDZ is back with the rocket report. We were talking about our Falcon Heavy launch. Should be spectacular with 2 of those side boosters returning to the launch site. The center booster is planned to be extended. It'll be the 12th flight of a Falcon Heavy, the first in 2026, and the 101st orbital launch attempt of 2026. The last flight of Falcon 9 occurred a year and a half ago on October 14, 2024, when a Falcon Heavy launched the Europa Clipper probe on a trajectory to explore the Jovian moon. 4th launch tomorrow at 6 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. Roscosmos is rumored by launching the 16-Rosette mission on a Soyuz 2.1B rocket from Plessetsk cosmic drone in Russia. It is believed that Roscosmos has begun announcing missions at the last minute out of fear of Ukrainian drone attacks. This launch was just announced 50 minutes before the net. Rosette is the Russian version of Starlink 16 Rosette. Satellites are headed to polar orbit. This launch also tomorrow. They're going to be a busy tomorrow. April 29th, SpaceX is scheduled to launch Starlink Group 17-36 from Point 4E Vandenberg Space Force Base at 8 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. 9, 6 flight here. Push from today, another batch of Amazon LEO satellites is rescheduled to launch. We'll reset the repeater there. W6RGZ, back with tonight's rocket report for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Let's see here. We were talking about Amazon LEO satellites. They're now planned to depart ELA-4 at Guiana Space Center, French Guiana, on an Ariane 6-4 rocket. The Ariane 6 core with 4 strap-on boosters. 32 broadband internet satellites are going to Amazon's mega constellation in low Earth orbit. On Friday, SpaceX plans to launch Starlink Group 1028 out of Slickport, Cape Canaveral. 8th launch, then back. Sunday, May 3rd, SpaceX intends to launch the CAS 500-2 and others mission on a Falcon 9, departing Quick 4E Vandenberg Space Force Base, California. South Korean PA-500 1 and 2 set spacecraft are first observation satellites using the Advanced Earth Imaging Sensor System. The system has a ground resolution of 0.5 meter in chromatic mode and 2 meter in color mode. 45 other ride-share payloads are also headed to sun-synchronous orbit. Lastly, SpaceX is on the docket to launch Starlink Group 17-29 from Vandenberg Space Force Base on Tuesday, May 5th at 2000 Mountain Daylight Time. All right, what else have we got going on here? Not sure what all's going on here before we talk Starship. All right, pretty much. We haven't had too much news. We know Booster 19 and Ship 39 are back in the base for final inspection and tweaking after successful static fires and test campaign. Crews are installing high-resolution cameras, upgrading the Starlink system so they can live stream the launch in full HD. That would be cool. Flight 12 launches in close where all the testing was successful last week. Elon Musk says the launch will happen in a few weeks, but no specific date yet. Hopefully before May 15th. Our best rumor now is May 8th. And I just learned that when they tested the ship there, ship 2039, they had to shut it down very hard, very quick. And that damaged 5 of the 10 engines that they had installed on that. So that was a surprise to them, or a setback anyway, replacing 5 of those Raptor 3s, because they just can't tolerate being shut down that rapidly. All right, that'll bring us up to the next article. That's the space suit debacle. In a report released by NASA last week, lack of space EVA suits and lunar EVA suits may this for land. The ISS is still using EVA suits. They call them EMUs. Back in 1982, we'll reset the repeater. RG6 back with the rocket report. Yeah, NASA is growing short on still usable EMUs for the ISS, and they don't have anything for the Artemis mission. All right, back in 2022, NASA chose to subcontract spaceship development and manufacturing to commercial firms, Axiom Space and Collins Aerospace. Axiom has no experience in space. Collins had a lot. 2 years later, Collins dropped out, saying the business was not profitable. Well, the South serious. Axiom and NASA are working well together and are making progress. NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman is confident that when the astronauts land on the moon in 2028, they will be wearing Axiom spacesuits. All right, then this ends about our favorite little space probe, Voyager 1, and I'm going to reset the repeater there and see if I can get my screen back up. It just left. All right, W6RDZ back with the last two articles in the long bucket report. Let's see, what do we got here? This was from NASA, from JPL. On April 17th, engineers at NASA JPL in Southern California sent command to shut down an instrument aboard Voyager 1 called the Low Energy Charged Particle Experiment, or LECP. The nuclear-powered spacecraft is running low on power, and turning off the LECP is considered the best way to keep humanity first interstellar explorer going. The choice of instruments to turn off next wasn't made in the heat of the moment. Years ago, the Voyager science and engineering team sat down together and agreed on the order in which they would shut off parts of the spacecraft while ensuring the mission can continue to conduct its unique science. Of the 10 identical sets of instruments that each spacecraft carries, 7 have been shut down so far. For Voyager 1, the LECP was the next on that list. The team shut off the LECP on Voyager 2 back in March of 2025. Engineers are confident that shutting down the LECP will give Voyager about a year of breathing. They're using the time to finalize more ambitious energy-saving fix for both Voyagers they call the Big Bang, which is designed to further extend Voyager operations. The idea is to swap out a group of power devices all in one, hence the nickname. That's the repeater there one more time. W6RDZ back with the rocket report. We were talking about our little Voyager 1, and the Big Bang, where they're going to shut a whole bunch of stuff at once. Turning up things off and replacing them with low-power alternatives to keep the spacecraft warm enough to continue gathering science data. All right, more on that. There's a whole article from NASA Science on the links on the online version. Last cool tidbit. The New Horizons spacecraft passed the milestone or landmark or space mark, you might call it. The New Horizons space probe, which flew by and photographed Pluto in 2025, is now further from Pluto than it was when it launched from Earth. So it's gone to Pluto. It's So Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 are not the only deep space probes we've got heading out into the unknown. All right, that's it for tonight's rocket report. Thanks for sticking with me. This is W6RDC Rocket Man Ed, wishing you a good night, phenomenal flight. Now, back to Starman Furnace, KI0AR, net control for the Colorado Astronomy.
All right, Ed, thanks for that. Do appreciate a rather lengthy one tonight for sure. Gave me a chance to catch up on logging and things like that. But let's see, we had John W2JLS checking in over on YouTube, and we had Stephen over there as well, I do believe. Yep. There he is, and James Graves 6216 checking in with us tonight over on YouTube as well. So thanks for that. I think that's a new one. I'm not sure. James, you'll have to let me know if you've checked in before, because I do have a James on the list for YouTube, but I don't think I recorded your tag there. So no worries. Either way, welcome. Before I start going down the list, I'll see if there's anyone else wishing to check in to tonight's net. Please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Whiskey 2, Hotel Alpha Zulu. Whiskey 2, Hotel Alpha Zulu.
All right. Good evening to you, Eric. W2HAZ. Thanks for checking in tonight. We got a long list tonight to go down. So hopefully everybody is listening in. I'm going to probably rapid fire. If I don't hear you within 5 to 10 seconds, I'm going to move on. But I'll give a chance. If I happen to skip over you, I do apologize. But I'll open up the net at the end for last minute comments and things like that. So if I happen to skip over you, you'll have a second chance there. Those of you who are on YouTube, if you've got any comments or observation reports or anything you'd like to pass along to the net, just post them over into the chat window. And let me know. I'll pass them along to all our listeners as well. So thanks for that. That print is awful small over there. I don't know if I can make it any bigger or not. Let me try, see if I can actually pull it up and make it a little bit bigger for me to see. Okay, it's going wild. A little bit better, a little bit better. So there we go. Just enough for me to be able to read it there. So that'll work. But if you've got anything for the net, definitely post it over there on YouTube. I'll be going down the list here. First on the list tonight is Randall up in Washington, AE7RJ. Good evening to you, Randall. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. All right, next on the list is Ken in Nevada, NV7SS. Good evening to you, Ken. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening there, Bertus and V7SS here in Indian Springs, Nevada, where it's been absolutely beautiful, I'll tell you. Perfect for observations and everything. But it's been a little cool, though. But anyway, there, Bertus, still battling with my sister in the hospital, so don't have too much time of doing anything there. But anyway, that article that you read about Voyager 1, that was the article that I sent you on the email that you never got, rats. Yeah, that was the article that I sent you. Anyway, you take care, and I'll see you next week. NV7SS. Thanks again for being there, Bertus. You always do a great job.
All right, thanks for that, Ken. Yeah, I did the search for Voyager 1 and I found that article too. So I'm glad that Ed posted that. I read it earlier. So thanks for that. No worries. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list, Jack checked in via YouTube, but we'll see if he's out there listening. KE0VH. Good evening to you, Jack. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Okay, he was running a flight, so he may still be flying. Again, Jack's YouTube channel, Captain Jack Flight Sim. You may want to check that out. Next on the list is Robert in Texas, AA5AH. Good evening to you, Robert. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Oh, just enjoy listening to the net. Nothing new. AA5AH.
All right, Robert, that's what I like to hear. Everybody enjoying listening to the net. No worries. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is, let's see, is Fred up in Michigan. KF8 FSQ. Good evening to you, Fred. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is John up in Washington, KJ7AGQ. Good evening to you, John. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Mike in Oklahoma, KO5AOK over on YouTube. Good evening to you, Mike. If you've got anything that you'd like to share with the net, you can post that over on YouTube. So thanks for checking in tonight. Next on the list is Daniel in Minnesota, KF0MYU. Again, welcome to the net, Daniel, over on YouTube. If you've got anything you'd like to share with the net over there, certainly appreciate it there over on YouTube. So I appreciate you checking in tonight. Let's see, David in Ohio checked in and out, WE8M, so thanks for that. Next on the list is Ed, W6RDZ in Broomfield. Good evening to you, Ed. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
W6RTZ here again. Really not much after that marathon report. What can I tell you? Thanks so much for doing the net. Thanks for letting me participate.
three before the sunrise or something. That's pretty amazing. Well, I love those heavy lift rockets. Other than that, observationally, I am Leonid left. I did not see any Leonid. So that's all I've got for you. W6RDV, back to you.
All right, Ed, again, appreciate you doing the rocket report. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Rip in West Virginia, K3XO. Good evening to you, Rip. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Mike in New York, KE2FTG. Actually, I have him in Boston, so I'm not sure where you are, Mike. KE2FTG, what have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Roy up in Oregon, KI7PKL. Good evening to you, Roy. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Hey, well, good evening, Bruce, everybody on the net. And, one of these days I really want to do some more strong. Oh, it's just been one of those ones. But hey, better things to come speak, I'm sure. Back to you, KSL, BKL.
All right, Roy. Yeah, I hope you get out there and it clears skies for you. And you can get some more imaging for sure to post on your site there. Do appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is John over on YouTube, J Brennan 414. John, I do appreciate you checking in tonight. If you've got any questions or anything you'd like to post over there, do appreciate it. Hopefully you'll get your call pretty soon. And again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. And next on the list is Benjamin in Littleton, N0BAA. Good evening to you, Benjamin. What have you got for tonight? Go ahead. All right, that was a new call on this, so welcome, Benjamin. Yeah, excuse me there. Yeah, Mike, in New York. There we go. Do appreciate your comment over on YouTube there. I got you marked down there. All right, thanks for checking in. Next on the list is Trevor in Brush, KF0WRX. Good evening to you, Trevor. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening, Vernon. KF0WRX. Joy actually remembered you had the net tonight, sat down and listened to it. Man, that handbook's getting me good. I upgraded to my general license this week and only had my technician for a month.
All right, Trevor. Yeah, surprising how that happens. I did. Let's see. I did I took them all, including the code, all the way. They still had them all, the novice, the tech, the general, the advanced, and the extra. I actually stuck with my advanced call. I wonder why, but yeah, I took all of the tests. Now it's a whole lot easier to go from tech to extra, for sure. So congrats on that, Trevor. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Caleb in Lafayette, KF0UPB. Good evening to you, Caleb. What you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Bruce in Snyder, KC0EFS. Good evening to you, Bruce. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Mike up in Alaska, KL7FR. Good evening to you, Mike. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
KI0AR and W6RDZ. Here is KL7R in Willow, Alaska. Land of the midnight sun. It's not quite midnight sun yet, but it's getting close. Losing the night sky, so I'd love to vicariously get some sky gazing through the Colorado Astronomy Net. I don't mind losing the night sky for a few months, though, because it'll get cold and dark again soon enough. Anyway, we're a stellar net tonight, Ernest. Thank you for getting me spaced out. And what I really like about this net is it helps me refocus my perspective on things, because I like hearing about what's happening in our galactic neighborhood, not only celestially, but technologically as well. I get wrapped up in little things here on planet Earth, from whether it's in my ham shack or halfway around the planet, and thinking about the big picture. It helps me put things in perspective. And man, the rocket man, what an awesome rocket report tonight. It blows my mind. The evolution of technology. The amount of rockets and satellites we're putting up, and other space projects, it's mind-boggling. So I think that's awesome. I just hope someday us Earthlings will shoot more rockets in space than we do at each other. Evolution of technology. Maybe someday the rocket will go the way of the horse and buggy. But boy, I love hearing it. Great Colorado Astronomy Net. Thanks again for getting me spaced out. KL7FR back to net control.
All right, Mike, thanks for that. Do appreciate it, for sure. Maybe you'll have to get some solar activity, some solar observing up there, 24/7 as well. So there you go. Plenty to look at there. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, there are a few sunspots on there that you can check out. um, but yeah, not nearly as many as there were, but for sure, definitely check out some solar activity for sure up there in Alaska there, Mike. Do appreciate your do appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight for sure. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next is Abraham in Sterling, WX0ABE, checked in over on YouTube. So thanks for that, Abraham. If you've got any questions or anything, you can post that over there. All right, next on the list is Doug N. Parker, K0ATP. Good evening to you, Doug. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Robert, Portable in Washington tonight, W7CTY. Good evening to you, Robert. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Oh, let's see. I forgot Aviation Geek over there on YouTube. If you've got anything for us tonight, you can post that over there, but I definitely appreciate you checking in tonight. Let's see. Next on the list is Paul in Utah, WA7GVL. Good evening to you, Paul. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Let's see, hopefully you got your radio issues solved. What have you got for us tonight, Paul? Go ahead.
Well, good evening to you. Good evening to the net. And the radio issue is I'm using a Yates 2FD510 true dual receive, and I hadn't hit the switch button. So I'm talking away to you, and you started talking to me, and I realized I hadn't hit the switch. Dummy that I am. And so to answer the question in the beginning, I am not new to astronomy, but the telescope that I have is a 6-inch reflector, and it's a Meade. Bought it at Costco for about $400 many years ago, and had lots of troubles with it. Maybe that's why Meade's gone, sadly. But anyway, I do love astronomy. I've been a subscriber of Astronomy Magazine for ever and a day, and my favorite pastime, especially this time of year, is to sit out on the patio and enjoy the stars, usually with a cigar in hand. And good to meet everybody as well. Thank you to Bucky for letting me know about this net. WA7GVL, Cedar City, home of the dark sky.
All right, Paul. All right, Paul. I'll have to thank Bucky the next time. Dark skies. Yeah, I'm envious. Again, welcome to the net. I do appreciate you checking in tonight. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in. Next on the list is Rick up in Ontario. VA3RKL. Good evening to you, Rick. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Ron up in Berthoud, KF0VLO. Good evening to you, Ron. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. All right. Next on the list was John in Ohio, W2JLS. Checked in and out. Do appreciate that. John has graciously offered to do the net while I am out of town on the 12th and the 19th. And run the net as I'll be traveling to the Dayton Hamvention. I think I'll be arriving. I don't know exactly when, but I'll be checking in via Echolink from my hotel room, or maybe I will have crashed by then after a long drive, and then on returning, same thing. So he's graciously volunteered to help me run the net on those 2 nights. So definitely give him your support in May for 2 weeks. I will appreciate that. Next on the list is, let's see, Stephen in Fort Collins, KM6VAY. Good evening to you, Stephen. You checked in over on YouTube. Don't see over on NetLogger, so I'll just give you a call because sometimes you pop in anyway. So, Stephen, what have you got for us tonight? Go ahead.
I've got nothing for the net. Thanks again. I was talking with the family. Same since for you. Back to that.
All right, Stephen, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. No worries. James in Austin, over on YouTube. James Graves 6216. Do appreciate you checking in over on YouTube. Any questions or anything you'd like to pass along? Definitely say, I'll definitely pass that to everybody else for sure. So I do appreciate that. Next on the list is Eric in New York, W2HAZ. Good evening to you, Eric. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Well, first, thanks for doing the net, and I don't have too much here. Just enjoy listening to all the different amps from the different parts of the country. It's interesting to hear everybody. But good job doing the net, and enjoyed it. W2HAZ.
All right, Eric, appreciate that. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you staying up late with us tonight in New York there. So I do appreciate that. Thanks for checking in tonight. Let's see. I think I got having problems with the camera. I may have to replace that eventually, but it seemed to have locked up there. All right. We are at the bottom of the list and still have a few more minutes. So I will go ahead and open up the net to anybody else. Questions, comments, late check-ins before I wrap up the net for this evening. If you are a late check-in, please call with your call sign phonetically twice. Anybody else? Questions, comments, late check-ins, please call KI0AR now.
Easy Burnus, KI0AR net control. Kilo Charlie 4, Zulu Yankee Charlie. KC4ZYC. Howard in Gainesville, Florida. Checking in. Good evening.
Okay, good evening to you, Howard. KC4ZYC. Thanks for checking in tonight. And there was another station in there. Very scratchy, nothing but static. So I don't know who that was. I'm not seeing anybody over on. Let's see. Oh, we've got somebody new over there on YouTube. Repeater was very noisy, so I joined on YouTube. So thanks for that. WD0BCT, thanks for checking in over there. Yeah, Ed, yeah, you got it. Thanks for checking in tonight. And who else did we get? We got Ron checking in via NetLogger as well, KC0ZPS. Good evening to you, Ron. Thanks for checking in tonight. Let's see. That's a new call, so Ron, stand by. I'm going to say hey to Howard. Good evening to you, Howard. KC4ZYC, what have you got for us tonight? Go ahead.
Hey, Burnus, KI0AR, and then that KC4s and YC. Well, not a whole lot on this. I'm going to be turning in for bed pretty soon. It's getting kind of late here. I got a busy day tomorrow. I noticed that there's a planet down toward the west. Not really sure if that's Mars or Venus, but it is awfully bright in the evenings. At least I've noticed it has been. And I was kind of wondering what I'm actually looking at in that particular direction. Back over to you, Burnus. KI0AR, KC4s and Ys.
All right, Howard, yeah, that would be Venus. It will be slowly creeping up higher and higher towards the west. That's going to be bright. And then nearly overhead, if you keep straining your head, you'll see Jupiter right above it. Mars is in the morning skies. So it's interesting. Every other planet is kind of flip-flopping. We got Mercury in the morning, Venus in the evening, Mars in the morning, Jupiter in the evening, Saturn in the morning, Uranus in the evening, Neptune in the morning, Ceres in the evening, and then Pluto in the morning. So it's flopping back and forth as to when you can see those planets. But right now, yeah, Venus and Jupiter very prominent in the evening sky. Definitely point your binoculars or telescope towards those two bright objects for sure there. Howard, no worries. Appreciate the question, appreciate your comments, appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Ron in Denver. Ron, that's a new call on the list, so Welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net, KC0ZPS. I always like to check with my first time check-ins what's your interest background in astronomy, whether you're starting out or you've been doing it for decades or somewhere in between. Again, my name is Bernice. That's Bravo Uniform Romeo November Echo Sierra Sierra, call sign Kilowatt India 0 Alpha Romeo. Go ahead, Ron. Tell us a little bit about your background interests. Anything else you'd like to pass along to that? Go ahead.
Yeah, KC0 ZPS. Let me see if I make it out to the repeater. It's kind of interesting how I found this guy.
Yeah, Ron, a little scratchy there. Ron. Yeah, I'm on the Wires X machine 448350 Wires X repeater tonight. Go ahead. What have you got for us tonight? Again, welcome.
I would zero GPS. I'll be honest, I was actually just a net logger doing an update, and I saw the astronomy on the net list there, so decided to join. Actually was a net logger before I got you guys on the air here. I had to scrape through Google there and find you guys on this frequency here, calling from North Glen, Colorado. I do have an interest in astronomy. At least at one time, I used to have a telescope and all that stuff, but I just literally ran across you guys on accident. Are you guys running at 7 o'clock Mountain Time, or is it 8? Because I was trying to figure out when you guys were on the air, but that's pretty much my interest. I can look at you guys on the internet there. Thanks. KC0 ZPS.
All right, Ron. Yes, we're on the SkyHub Link system, skyhublink.com for more information. Yes, 7 p.m. Tuesday nights, Mountain Time. So yeah, I've been doing this net for 30 years now. Been on the SkyHub system for three and a half years now, just about. Let's see. It's yeah. So it's been what is this thing? It's my 1578th net and 186th net over on SkyHub. So I've been here for a while there, Ron. I used to be over on the Rocky Mountain Radio League's 14694 repeater for many, many years until I switched over here and went from an average of 7 check-ins to an average of 25. Tonight we've had, 33 check-ins via around the world almost. Well, at least here in the States and into Canada, but sometimes we get into Australia as well. I think I got like 20 countries or so. So far, and I've hit my worked all states on the Colorado Astronomy Net. Hit that a little while ago, so I'm kind of proud of that. Haven't gotten DC yet, but maybe I'll get somebody checking in from Washington DC. But got all other 50 states for sure they're on, and definitely appreciate you checking in. And again, welcome. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. All right, Ed, WD0BCT having issues over there on the radio, but definitely appreciate you checking in via YouTube there. KF0UPB, did I have you on the list? Let me see. Yeah, I think I did. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out stuff here. Yeah, you got there. Sorry, I couldn't respond earlier. No worries. All right, understandable there. Understandable there, UPB. So that's, oh shoot. Where are you? Caleb, yeah, understandable. Definitely appreciate you checking in via YouTube there for sure. Don't want to get you in trouble. All right. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the net for this evening. I do appreciate everybody listening in over here or on YouTube. It helped. See, it helps if I push down the push to talk switch here. Going ahead and signing off. KF0UPB was there driving his truck tonight, so he wasn't able to operate the radio. So Caleb, do appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the net for this evening. I'd like to thank the 33 check-ins tonight. Great turnout. Do appreciate that. A whole bunch of new calls on the list as well. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 new calls one way or another, either over the radio or via YouTube. So I'd like to thank the 33 check-ins. Hopefully we'll hear from all of you next Tuesday night for another session of the Colorado Astronomy Net at 7 p.m. Mountain Time on the skyhublink.com system of repeaters and connections. I'd like to thank the Rocky Mountain Radio League for the use of their repeater systems as well. I'd like to thank the Skyhub Link group for all the ways that you guys can check in tonight. So thanks for that. With that, I will say 73 and keep looking up. This is KI0AR. I'm clear.